And welcome back to more Bowser's Fury. Last time, we fought Fury Bowser a few more times, and opened up another new area to explore. So this time, we're going to continue exploring Lake Lapcat in search of cat shines. We have quite a few places we could go, but first of all, I want to go back over here to pick up that cat shine behind the Fury blocks. So we have quite a ways to go, because we need 40 to awaken the Giga Bell again, so that's quite the hurdle to overcome, but we definitely can do it. Up here, we have these little platforms with these little bell trees, and a cloud. Similar to the cloud areas from Super Mario 3D World, we basically have to run through these little small platforming sections. Unlike the ones in 3D World, I think the goal of these is to actually defeat all the enemies. And we're good to go. So, in areas like that, if you miss one, definitely use Bowser Jr. to help out, because it can be a little bit tricky to actually go back to earlier areas. Alright, let's actually explore here next. Trickety Tower. So we have these little invisible blocks. These are used in the main game. And basically, there are two ways to make these appear. Well, three ways. Walking on them, using the pointer, and also ground pounding. We also have these little spikes, now with cat ears, because of course, and they're so really annoying to deal with. Let's carefully make our way through. Trying to navigate invisible platforms is not the easiest thing in the world to do, and specifically, specifically for the shards, I would recommend using Bowser Jr. To help out, like so, to make things a little bit easier. If we keep using the pointer, we'll be able to see what the problem is. There's basically this giant tube of sorts that we have to get through. Problem is we can't climb directly up because we'll hit a ceiling. So we basically have to make our way to the side, like so. That almost worked, actually. This is like a ground pound jump. It's actually very good for extra height, so we actually skipped several encounters with spikes. And we're in. So luckily we don't have to climb out, there is a warp pipe. One really good physics change in this is if you use a warp pipe, or use a ground pound over a warp pipe, you'll instantly enter the warp pipe. In 3D World, it doesn't work that way, making it a little bit trickier. Alright, so I think next up is this area. Crisp Climb Castle. But first, before we actually go there, we have this lost cat. The lost cats will be more cooperative if you have the cat suit. I feel like they don't run away from you as much. Maybe they don't run away as much. So this particular cat is kind of annoying because we have to carry it on foot really far away. Okay, that actually worked. I wasn't sure about that. We basically have to wait for this moving ice block This is one of those cases where the change to throwing is really nice, so if we accidentally slip off of the Y button, we won't be running, but we'll still be carrying the cat, and that's way better than accidentally throwing it just because of like a dropped input or something. So yeah, this one isn't great. It's definitely like no Super Mario Sunshine Yoshi boat challenge, but it's definitely not exactly convenient either. I feel like that particular Shine Sprite is so infamous that I can say, you know, Yoshi boat, and everyone, or like a lot of people know exactly which one I mean. It is weird that this actually evokes a lot from Sunshine, like blue coins, as we're passing by a P-switch. There's the shine motif for the collectibles. So yeah, a lot of Sunshine influence in this, and I am okay with that as someone who, if it wasn't apparent already, really likes Mario Sunshine, despite its many numerous problems. So we have our second cat for this one. So we have one more to find, and I think I know exactly where it is. So if we climb up these, we can actually fling ourselves. And this is Claw Swipe Coliseum. And Bowser's about to show up, which is honestly good timing, because we have a few things we can get with Bowser's help. So let's swing around to the... As I was saying, let's swing around to the side of the Colosseum. Actually, is that possible to get yet? Or does that appear later? Because I'm actually not seeing the blocks around the Colosseum, so... Oh, that might be a problem. Yeah, we actually might not be able to get this one yet. We might have to come back later. Oh well, there's still plenty more to get with Bowser's help, if he'll continue to follow us, that is, because they're actually pretty far away at this point. Let's make our way back to the tower, and up here there are some blocks. Again, I don't know if he'll follow us this far. Looks like he will be cooperative today, so that's good. And let's drive him away. But yeah, that does actually do damage, so you can actually chip away at a lot of his health by the time you actually need to fight him, which is honestly pretty cool. But next up, also by the way, let's have Junior pick up this power-up for us. It's another Tanuki Leaf. We haven't really used these- oh, well that's a bummer. So let's worry about the blue coins. This one is kind of a pain, to be honest. Blue coins on a timer isn't great, and then you throw in invisible walkways, and then things get really complicated, because you're simultaneously having to move fast, but also be very careful. Overall, I feel like the difficulty of Bowser's Fury isn't too bad, but some of these cat shines might take a few tries to pick up, because some of them are genuinely kind of tricky. Alright, so let's drop back down, and pick up our prize. By the way, if you go through the warp pipe to the top of the lighthouse, not only will you get a great view of your surroundings, you'll also get a hint along with a power-up if you ground pound the top of the lighthouse. I'm not really concerned about power-ups because look at how many power-ups we have, and I don't really need the hints as someone who's already played this mode a few times, but it is good to keep in mind. A lot of the hints aren't particularly substantive or substantial either, so that's also why I'm not really showing that off. And this one's not going to go well. Blue coins and skates. What could possibly go wrong? Answer, everything. So my advice would be, to be careful, because trying to actually maneuver Bowser Jr. for this is not easy. So you kind of have to do this one with Mario, because it's really hard to actually have Bowser Jr. help. He can help, but it's just a little bit tougher. Oh yeah, there's some at the bottom, which we're not going to get in time. Luckily for us, there's a cannon back to the top. I like how Bowser Jr. was constantly warping to try to keep up with us, not entirely successfully. Bowser Jr. is honestly interesting because he kind of feels like an evolution of like the Co-Star Luma concept from Galaxy, where he's not like a full co-op playable character, but he's not just like a pointer either. So yeah, more like Galaxy 2 actually. There we go, second try. So yeah, that could have gone a lot better, but it also could have gone a lot worse. Actually, I think the last cat is actually down here somewhere. So let's take care of this really quickly. Alright, 29 out of 40, so we're making a lot of progress here. Where will this take us? So we have these little floating cloud platforms and dash panels high up in the sky, and we simply have to go across them. There's not really a challenge here, it's kind of a freebie, which is kind of nice. The challenge is getting Bowser to cooperate. And we have another one of these launchers to fling us really far away, if you need to get around quickly. These can be a little finicky, like so. Like, actually releasing can be difficult. I think that might have been a mistake. Okay, Plessy's here, good. By the way, the properties of the cat dive have actually been altered slightly from 3D World, where you can actually dive longer, which is good because you actually need it a lot more in an open environment, but that change also applies to 3D World as well. Alright, so let's explore this Coliseum. Returning from 3D World, and a lot of games actually, recently, is Boom Boom, but now he's a cat, because of course he is. Bowser Jr. breaks this fight. If he performs his little ground pound from the Koopa Clown car, he'll deal damage, which really trivializes everything here. Yep, Bowser Jr. definitely is trying his best, and his best is honestly really helpful. Like so. So, getting that cat shine cleared up a little area nearby, with a little bunny. So we'll worry about the bunny a little bit later. It seems like it's a 3D Mario tradition to try to catch up to bunnies, actually. Because because of, like, what? 64 does that, World does that, actually. 3D World, I mean. And Galaxy... Oh, Bowser's already almost back out, so that's not great, to be honest, based on where I am. This... Oh, that was almost bad. This might be kind of a problem, depending on how soon Bowser is to appearing. So let's fling ourselves over here to pick this up. If this'll work. And the final cat shine shard should be near the entrance. So let's try to find Plessy and see where we can go from here. So, there is that bunny. This isn't the best time for this, but this will still work. And the Colosseum is rising, meaning it's in a reset state, which is good. That means we can actually get another cat shine there in a bit, but I'm actually not going to worry about that. I'm actually going to go over here. And we have a time trial with invincible platforms, which can only end well. Luckily you spend a lot of time on the visible platforms, making this a little bit easier, I guess. But it's still not exactly easy. Also, by collecting all of the cat shines, or all 5 of the cat shines in the area, you'll also get one of those little launchers to fling you up to, or fling you over to another area. It's kind of a nice little shortcut feature. And there's plenty to do, like this giant tower, but I think I'll worry about that later. And instead, I'm going to go over here to see what this area's like. Plenty of Fury blocks, and more of the paint everywhere. But yeah, also the paint. That's another Mario Sunshine reference with the M that warps Mario over to Lake Lapcat. I actually don't know if it's ever named in the actual game itself, now that I think about it. Like, I know it's called Lake Lapcat, but I actually don't know if the game calls it that, now that I think about it. Alright, so either way, let's make our way over to the final Giga Bell and see what this last area is like. It'll be easier to explore a little bit later once we clear out some of this. For now, it's actually not easy to get over there, just because of how much gunk is in this area. But here we are. We have to jump up here and launch ourselves up. The Wasteland Giga Bell. There's another cat, and yeah, this is the final bell, I think, in the area. And we'll try to collect more cat shines next time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Bowser's Fury.